Bonjour tout le monde, hi everyone. Je suis fier en tant que directeur général du Canadien de Montréal d'annoncer Shea Weber comme le 30e capitaine de l'histoire du Canadien de Montréal. I'm proud, as the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens, to introduce you our new captain, the 30th of the history of the Montreal Canadiens, Shea Weber.
Bonjour à tous. C'est un honneur pour moi de devenir aujourd'hui capitaine des Canadiens de Montréal. It's an honor for me to be named captain of the Montreal Canadiens today. On behalf of myself, the assistant captains, and the rest of my team, we're going to do our best to install pride and bring this team back to success. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Shea. On passe à la période des questions. Chantal, Martin Mégoireux, Elisabeth Rancourt.
Ma question est pour Shea. Shea, you were captain in Nashville, now in Montreal. Do you feel that it's going to be a bigger task or more difficult task considering how hockey means to this city?
It's going to be different for sure. I was very young there, so it was definitely difficult there too as well. So I think there'll be some differences, but I think we've got a great group of guys in that locker room, some good leaders, a support cast that will help with that issue.
Marc, pourquoi c'était important d'avoir un capitaine maintenant pour le Canadien? Pourquoi c'est important que ce soit Shea, votre choix?
En partant, on avait discuté, Claude et moi, après le départ, la transaction qui avait envoyé Max à Vegas, puis on s'est dit que c'était important pour nous, l'organisation. On avait un capitaine, puis on avait décidé que Shea serait notre prochain capitaine. Alors, on voulait passer le camp d'entraînement, on voulait le faire avant le début de la saison. Puis le camp s'est terminé samedi, journée de congé dimanche. Fait qu'aujourd'hui, c'était la journée idéale pour faire l'annonce.
Shea, obviously, as you know, there's a big part of public relation regarding the captain job here in Montreal. How will you handle this part of the job?
Yeah, it's part of it for sure, but that's something that we need to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and we're used to it as pros, and make the best of it and do everything we can and to do it the best of our ability.
Elisabeth, Dan Robertson, et John Lou.
Shea, we're here. We're talking to the players down there, and they were saying that some of them already call you dad. You feel that you have kind of a father figures. There's a lot of younger kids down there. Do you feel that's kind of a role you don't play, but it's natural for you?
Yeah, I don't feel that. Well, I am a dad, I guess technically, but don't feel like a dad to these guys. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's just unnaturally something that they might feel, but. I don't know. It's yeah, they do call me dad, but I don't know. There's nothing. I didn't think it was anything in particular.
Mark, sort of what Martin asked. I know a few years ago you went with 4 alternates, but why did you feel it was important to name a captain now?
Well, the choice was obvious. I mean, you know, the players all feel the same way. We all feel the same way that Shea's the right guy to lead this team, and you know, we didn't want to wait. So we just, like I said, training camp was over, season start on Wednesday, and today was the perfect day to make the announcement.
John Lou, Jonathan Bernier.
Shea, even though you're probably not expected to play until December, maybe you could give us an update on your progress to that point. But first and foremost, in the absence of being able to play, what kind of captain-like things do you intend to do between now and the time that you return to the ice within the locker room while you're rehabbing?
Yeah, firstly, I'm feeling good in my rehab and working towards the goal of being back as quickly as I can. And as far as doing as many things as I can with the team, I'm going to try and stay as involved as I can. Been around training camp, around the guys, and proud of the way they've responded this year and come out ready to go. And we've got to continue that to start the season. Just continue to be around and help out as much as I can without being on the ice with them.
Do you have a target date? Because we kept December in mind, but I'm wondering how that fits into the
I can't say that. Just as quickly as I can get back. I don't think there's a date that's set right now. Just it's going well though. So.
Jonathan, Stu Cowan, Eric Engels et Marc Defoy.
Marc, ici on comprend que la nomination de Shea est un choix unanime, mais pourquoi vous n'avez pas adopté le même processus que lors de la nomination de Max, où j'avais été un vote des joueurs à ce moment-là?
Oui, écoute, je crois si mes devoirs sont comme il faut, on a fait des 10 dernières capitaines, il y en a 7 qui ont été nommés et 3 votés. Alors, il n'y a pas je l'ai dit aujourd'hui, il n'y a pas une right or wrong way, mais écoute, comme je te dis, le choix c'était unanime. Puis encore là, Claude et moi, on s'est assis ensemble, on a discuté. Puis la conclusion était que Shea était la personne idéale pour ce rôle.
Question for Shea. Why is it important for you to make your teammates comfortable? You know, guys were talking to us earlier that you bring them to dinner, you make sure that everybody's feel well around the team. So why is it so important for you?
I think everyone on the team just as important as the next guy. So I think the biggest thing is making everyone feel that way. Whether you play 2 minutes or 25 minutes, you're going to make a difference at some point throughout the season or in the playoffs. And just want to make sure that everyone knows that they're just as valuable, and we're not looking at how much somebody makes or how much ice time you play. Everyone's just as important to the team.
Stu?
Shea, obviously life as a hockey player in Montreal is a lot different than Nashville. What was the biggest adjustment for you off the ice from the time you came here, and how are you maybe different now today than you were when you first arrived in Montreal, if you are at all?
Probably not as much live country music here. So.
I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah, it's different for sure. Winters are a lot colder. Climate's different. There's people are very passionate here about the team and about hockey, and I think that it's a place you like to play, a place that you want to play, where people care and people are passionate and they want us to be successful.
Mark, when Shea first got here, was there any thought in your mind at the time of possibly giving him the captaincy? Nothing against Max Pacioretty, but just did that ever cross your mind at that point?
No, I mean, we obviously, Max was our captain when Shea got here, but when the transaction came, was done right before training camp, again, we sat down, Claude and I, and, we put ourselves, what we're going to do, where our team is heading, and Shea was the obvious choice. So, again, I think you guys talked to his teammates after practice. I think they all feel the same way. As far as calling him dad, I'm not sure about that, but the rest, I 100% behind it.
Claude, just to get you involved here, what does this? How does Shea as captain maybe help you in your position?
Well, I mean, I've before coming here to Montreal, I had him, at the Olympics, and even the World Cup in Toronto. So I knew a lot about Shea. I think it's pretty obvious when you look at him as a person. It's natural that the stuff that he does comes naturally to him, and he's one of those guys that the players gravitate to him. He's, like he said, he's very open to bringing players to his house for meals. Young players that don't have someone cooking for them and all that kind of stuff. He's really been great at that. And even when Max was here and was a captain, he was a great help to Max as well, as far as supporting the captain, and those are things that are just as important. He's a captain today. We have 2 assistants right now, but we also have more people than that are going to support Shea in his role. But at the end of the day, I think Shea was unanimously the name that came up, not just in our discussions, but also we felt in the dressing room as well.
Eric Engels, Marc Defoy.
I have a question for Shea and one for Claude, but Shea, I'll start with you. First of all, congratulations. Have you had an opportunity to reflect on the gravity of wearing that letter when players like Bob Gainey and Jean Beliveau and Maurice Richard and the great legends of the Canadiens? And could you tell us how you found out that you'd be captain, the story of what happened here?
I mean, it really is an honor. I don't know if you can put it into words. It's an honor. I don't know how many times you can say an honor, because you look at the guys in our dressing room, guys that have worn this letter in this organization's history, and it's special. And when I heard the news, I wasn't expecting to hear it, and just kind of caught off guard. And yeah, I was excited and elated to be with this group of guys and help lead them back to success.
How did the guys tell you?
Just quick meeting. That's it.
Claude, at the risk of embarrassing Shea, can you give us your definition of what his presence is with your team, both on and off the ice?
Well, I think, I almost answered that question a while ago. He's just one of those guys that believes in the values of what it takes to be successful, whether it's the values of supporting what coaching staff is trying to bring, supporting his players throughout certain processes. You know, everybody has ups and downs, but Shea's always there to support those guys and help them out. And from, like I said, you know, they call him dad. It's probably because what he does, he grabs a young player and he'll take him under his wing and then he'll help him through, which many other players have done as well. But he's just, just players seem to gravitate to him, and he's earned the respect, not from the coaching staff. He's also earned the respect from his players. And as I often say, you don't demand it, you earn it. And I think that's what he's done over the time that he's been with us here. And obviously he did the same thing in Nashville. But, that's what I see in Shea. His values and everything he stands for is exactly what you need to have to lead your team to success.
I'm going to add one thing to that, and Claude is 100% right. The word respect, I think, goes a long way, and his teammates, management, coaches, and to me, one thing, it's around the NHL. Shea Weber is one of the most respected hockey players, so that speaks for itself.
Marc Defoy.
Shea, you give the impression to be a fairly, I don't know if it's the right word, but fairly quiet guy that goes about his business. You're not colorful, you're not spectacular, off the ice, and that's okay. As captain, how would you describe yourself? Do you act the same way with the players in the dressing room?
What do you want me to say? I'm a clown in there?
No, I know you're not.
Yeah, definitely more comfortable around them than I am around you guys. But I think I'm not much different. I'm relatively quiet and just kind of go about my business and enjoy my time with my teammates, because it's the best time, just spending time with them and building camaraderie. And I don't know, just a quiet guy, I guess.
You think you're going to be a little bit different than the captain you were in Nashville? Because now you have more experience, you're 33 years old, you have a lot under your belt. So you think that you can change a few things in your approach, or you're going to be the same way?
Well, definitely learned. I've learned a lot. I was young. I was a young captain for sure, so I learned a lot through the years, and I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change who I am or what I value, but definitely learned from my experience, and that's going to help me, I think, as we go forward in the way that I am now compared to what I was when I was 25. And I don't think even having the seat, I would have changed a lot from 25 to now, even if I didn't have that. So I think a player grows that much, and just one of those situations where you learn as you go, and it helps you along the way.
Philippe, Guillaume, Michel Lamarche.
Oui, bonjour. J'ai des questions pour Marc et Shea. Marc, quand tu dis que la décision a été unanime, je veux bien comprendre, c'est unanime de Claude et toi.
Correct, oui.
C'est ça. Donc, c'est une unanimité à deux.
Oui, mais écoute, on a aussi le feel du locker room, puis on a le feel de tout le monde alentour de l'équipe. Puis on sentait vraiment que c'était unanime, la décision de nommer Shea.
Tu ne penses pas qu'un vote serait comme ajouter quelque chose, ça aurait été plus le choix des joueurs? Tu ne trouvais pas ça que c'était...
C'était pas nécessaire. Encore là, ce que nous, on ressent de Shea Weber, ce que ses teammates ressentent de Shea Weber, c'est unanime.
Okay. Shea, you started your opening remarks with a few words in French, and the accent was pretty good. What's your relationship with French? Do you intend to make an effort to speak it, or it's not really in your plans?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been trying since I got here. Something that I'd like to be able to do eventually, but not quite there yet.
Guillaume?
Marc, je serais juste curieux de t'entendre sur l'ajout de Paul Byron parmi le groupe des assistants. Qu'est-ce qui a mené à cette décision? On connaît ses qualités de joueur, mais est-ce qu'il y avait une volonté de rentrer un petit peu de 109 aussi dans le groupe de leadership?
Écoute, encore là, c'est une discussion qu'on a eue à l'interne, moi, Claude, et aussi, à un moment donné, on a amené Shea dans la conversation. Puis, je pense que tout le monde ici est conscient que ce que Paul Byron amène à l'équipe sur la patinoire, peut-être pas aussi hors la patinoire comme nous, on connaît, mais encore là, on voit l'équipe à tous les jours, sur la route, le comportement des joueurs. Puis, c'est un joueur qui amène beaucoup de leadership, de la façon qu'il se comporte sur la patinoire. Paul, c'est pas le plus gros joueur, mais il se donne à 150% tous les soirs. Encore là, c'est une décision pour nous qui se portait. Puis comme Claude a mentionné aussi dans nos rencontres, je pense, Claude, tu peux en parler un peu de ton expérience à Boston avec Patrice et Bergeron et Chera.
Oui, dans nos discussions, surtout avec Marc, j'avais parlé de notre situation à Boston. On la connaît tous. C'est un gars comme Chera qui est capitaine depuis, je pense, l'année avant que j'arrive. On sait tous que le deuxième, qui est Patrice Bergeron, assistant, pourrait facilement être capitaine aussi. Alors, tu sais, quand on regarde la situation, on regarde le capitaine de l'équipe, on regarde que ce soit les Paul Biron, que ce soit les Gallagher. Il y en a d'autres aussi qui sont des leaders. Alors, ils n'ont pas tous besoin des lettres pour être des leaders, mais je pense qu'on a un bon noyau présentement. Les 3 gars qui ont été élus, le restant de l'équipe était extrêmement content pour eux. J'aime notre groupe cette année qui semble se supporter un l'autre, mais c'était un choix. Puis peut-être pour répondre à ta question, on a pris la décision parce qu'on savait qu'on n'avait pas besoin de vote. Ça aurait été la même chose. Alors, c'est qu'on le fasse pour plaire à des gens ou qu'on fasse la bonne décision. On a pris la bonne décision. C'était Shea Weber, si on aurait pris un vote, puis vous pouvez faire vos recherches, ça aurait été le choix unanime. Alors, c'est la raison qu'on a pris cette décision-là. Puis les autres gars, que ce soit les Gallagher ou entre autres les Biron, puis comme j'ai dit, j'ai pas besoin d'en mentionner d'autres, mais on a un bon groupe de joueurs qui vont supporter justement nos capitaines et nos assistants pour faire d'eux un bon groupe de leaders.
Jessica, Pat Hickey, Arpin et Marc-Antoine.
Shea, as it's been mentioned a few times in the press conference, that you're very good at helping out the younger players. I was just curious, when you were younger, was there someone who was a captain for you or someone in the leadership role that really sort of helped you out that you might kind of see as a mentor as you're now taking on a new captaincy with this team?
Yeah, the ones, a couple guys that stick out to me the most were my first year. Actually, I was in Milwaukee for the first half of the year, and my first time living by myself, and a guy by the name of Rick Barry and his family, and Greg Zanin lived in the same buildings, and had a lot of free meals then. So it was a lot easier at that point. I could walk 10 doors down and hang out with them and not feel so lonely. So I think those guys were instrumental, kind of showing me the way, especially early on. Older veteran guys that were good to me and helped me, adjust to life of pro.
And what was your family's reaction when you told them the news?
They don't know yet. Well, they probably. I'm sure they.
They're watching at home.
I'm sure they do now, but I haven't talked to them since. So it's been a busy day.
If I could just ask Claude a question, just go off topic a little bit. Andrew Shaw practiced today. He said afterwards he was ready to go Wednesday night. Is that a possibility?
Well, I think what we have to do, and we decided we're going to look at these next 2 practices, which was today and tomorrow. Here's a guy who hasn't played in a long time and has just been cleared. So we're going to see if he's ready, and we feel he really is, then he's got a possibility. But we'll make that decision probably on game day.
Arpin et Marc-Antoine.
Shea, last year, Victor Mete showed up. You kind of took him in. He said his first meal in Montreal was at your house. This year, there's a similar situation going on with a kid who's starting the season with the team. He's in a new country. What, if any, interactions have you had with him, and how have you kind of watched him throughout training camp sort of adjust to this new world that he's getting used to?
Yeah, I first talked to him after the draft. So started a relationship with him then, I guess, over the phone. And when I got here, I introduced myself to him in person and kind of kept up with how he was going. I think he's gotten better and better as camp's gone on. I think he's really played well for us, and he's just a little kid. It's crazy. You guys see the smile and everything. He's a young kid, and it's an exciting time for him. And just keep, I even mentioned to him, he might want to live with someone or try living with someone, and I'm fine. He just he's a good kid, and hopefully continues to keep getting better and improve.
Mark, I'm just also wondering what's been your, when you drafted him in June, I don't think you wanted to commit to anything, but you said you had an open mind. I think everyone assumed that he was going to go back to Finland at some point. How have you watched his progression through camp?
Well, that's what I said, and that's what I still believe in. I don't assume anything, especially with young hockey players. So some people might think that it's easier because we want to make changes or because we want to be young, and he's here because he earned the right to be here. And that's the only reason why he's here. And we'll keep watching him. But again, he's been from rookie camp's first game, which I think, we all saw he had a little tough time. But you could tell how he competed, how mad he got. And that takes him to the next step, which he's getting better and better. And throughout camp, he's been very good. And he's going to start the season with the Montreal Canadiens. And we have an open mind where he's going to lead us. But we hope he's here the whole year, but again, I can't commit on that yet. Just that he's going to start, and we'll see where he goes from there.
Shea, the qualities that make a good leader, I guess that doesn't change with time. But since you arrived in the NHL, have you noticed something that has changed in the captaincy, the role of being a captain in the NHL?
I don't think so in particular. No.
No. Okay. Marc, également, j'ai une question un peu technique. Ton nouveau capitaine va s'absenter pour quelques mois. On a déjà vu par le passé des situations où, quand le capitaine n'était pas là, il y avait un autre joueur qui portait le C. Ça n'a pas été le cas récemment, mais est-ce que c'est quelque chose, c'est une pratique que tu voudrais faire de mettre quelqu'un avec le C?
Non. Écoute, non. Il va en avoir un C, puis ça va être Shea.
OK. Merci.
Julian et Stu Cowan.
Hi, Shea. You were talking about how you had a player, Rick Barry, he was very influential on you as a young player while you were playing in Milwaukee. I just wanted to know if you could elaborate a little more on how influential he was and maybe a few other players you've come across in your career, how influential they were on your leadership style. Like obviously, everyone's been praising you for being a paternal figure in the locker room. So I was just hoping you could just elaborate a little more on how players like Rick Barry and anyone else you can mention have been really influential on your leadership style.
I think, for one, I think everyone has a leadership style that's their own. So I think that you kind of have to be yourself. But you can take little tidbits, I guess, little things that help you as a pro and help younger pros. And I think those are some of the things, especially Rick and the captains I had in Nashville, Greg Johnson, Kimo, and Arnett. I learned a lot of things from them as well. And you try and learn as much from your teammates, not just your captains, as you can. And you go to these international events where, Team Canada, I think we had 7 captains on the team at one time. So it's not always about wearing a letter. Guys have leadership qualities that you don't need a letter. You know that they're a pro and they do the right things. And I think you are who you are, and you don't change that, and you just be yourself.
Stu?
Shea, you're known as dad to your teammates. What would your dad think about his son being captain of the Canadiens? And how much are you your dad's son?
If you can believe it, he shows way less emotion than me. So, to be honest, they'll probably just, I don't know, good job. Don't mess it up. I'm sure inside he'll be super excited. He's always been that way, though. He's mild-mannered, quiet guy, and all my friends growing up were scared of him because he didn't say anything. This big hulking man, but I'm sure it means a lot to him. But he's definitely not going to let me know.
If your mom were alive today, would you be more emotional?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Be an emotional day for her, for sure.
Martin?
Claude, ma question, on a tous vanté les qualités de leadership de Shea, tu en as parlé toi-même, mais dans le contexte où cette année, ton équipe est beaucoup plus jeune, est-ce que tu te sens plus en confiance d'avoir laissé le vestiaire dans les mains de Shea Weber, particulièrement à cause de ça, de la jeunesse de ton équipe?
Oui, justement, Martin, je pense que c'est avec Shea qui a quand même beaucoup d'expérience comme capitaine, il a du vécu avec Nashville, puis aussi, comme j'ai dit tantôt, ça semble être naturel pour lui. Quand une jeune équipe, c'est important d'avoir un bon exemple comme leader. Puis, je pense que ses valeurs et tout vont certainement être propagés dans le vestiaire. Et puis, je pense que les jeunes joueurs ont la chance de grandir en suivant les qualités, puis je te dirais, l'éthique de travail de Shea. Alors, c'est une des raisons aussi que le choix de Shea était quand même unanime envers plusieurs, parce que il y a le respect, mais aussi il y a les qualités pour être une personne dont on veut nos joueurs. Justement, peut-être prendre ses bonnes habitudes. C'est ce qui va faire de nous une meilleure équipe.
On prend 2 dernières questions. Elisabeth Rancourt et Michel Lamarche.
Claude, est-ce qu'en tant qu'entraîneur-chef, vous préférez avoir un capitaine que passer une saison sans capitaine? Est-ce que, je ne sais pas, est-ce que ça facilite la communication? Quelles sont les différences d'avoir un capitaine et de ne pas en avoir un?
Moi, je te dirais que si on n'avait pas une personne qu'on croyait qui pourrait être capitaine, je ne voudrais pas nommer un capitaine seulement pour le fait de nommer un capitaine. Je préférerais attendre. Mais dans ce cas ici, c'était assez évident qu'on avait un bon capitaine et puis qu'on avait quand même aussi des bons leaders pour justement être capable de prendre cette décision-là aujourd'hui. Et puis, c'est pour la raison qu'on a fait de Shea le capitaine, parce qu'il y a dans lui l'étoffe d'un capitaine.